It was a futuristic day at the inaugural Energy Live Future event, which took place at the National Space Centre this week. Future energy innovations like solar panels in space, disruptive technologies, virtual reality, and electric vehicles were all part of the discussions at the Far Out event. More than 300 people with around £2 billion worth of energy spend attended the Part Conference, Part Expo, and Part Laboratory event. It kicked off with a stellar start at the planetarium, with the panel debate discussing about powering the future. But when it came to EVs, there were lessons to be learned from the past, according to actor and energy evangelist Robert Llewellyn.
You were mentioning about Tesla. There's just an extraordinary statistic. No, I didn't even know this. My dad was born in 1922. That was peak horse. I don't know if you knew that. That was the most horses that we've ever used as the human race to do transportation and deliveries. It was peak horse, and by 1928, they completely disappeared off the streets, other than very occasional ones that pulled beer. It was an incredibly fast change, and that was from the introduction of the motor car. I think that as generally the public are not aware of how fast the changes that are taking place, the stuff that we're discussing here today, and how quickly that's happening. And I'm trying to keep up with it. It's impossible.
There was also a general consensus about the importance of data science and new technologies driving change.
So we are investing a lot more in people who can look at the data, whether it's smart data, whether it's sensors on machines. The step change now is the fact that solar and wind and battery storage has now got to a tipping point where it can be economic even without feed-in tariffs, because the local value of having an asset there, the decentralised value, pays back versus what would have been the traditional system of having large central planning. So that tipping point has already happened to a point where the most value is created by getting data and insights across the network to share across the grid to lower those costs.
It's how technology can really enable agility, change, transformation. You know, we all hear about digital transformation. It's the thing in the market and has been for a number of years now. A lot of that is facilitated by technology. So the ability to optimize your operations, the ability to transform products and services, the ability to make employees more productive, enable them to do their jobs more efficiently, more effectively, using new technologies, using mobile, using productivity tools from the cloud. So technology is a key foundational element, I would suggest, that we're seeing to drive that business value outcome that the customers are looking for.
And blockchains was the buzzword of the day, which according to EY's Stephen Church is expected to revolutionize energy trading.
We could use it as a financial record, so to trade. It could be used within the industry around how we control our assets, how we can derive more data about those assets and make different interventions, whether it's about maintenance, repair, optimization of the grid. It can be used to transmit in terms of information moving up and down the business transactions. And as a consumer, we can use blockchain technology to trade between each other if we generate our own excess power. So when you start to look at adopting renewable sources, you and I could trade amongst each other if we've got excess energy. And rather than hand each other cash, we could trade on blockchain.
The day was filled with packed sessions which included innovating to disrupt the energy market, enabling the future energy transition towards smart networks, and far out energy, all about energy from space.
Well, look, the future of energy is exciting. That's what's clear. We don't really know what's going to happen, but there are some real trends. And the first of that is decentralized energy. The second is we're going to start accessing space more cheaply, and that may potentially lead to space-based solar power, which would be a huge advantage.
The Energy Laboratory showcased the technical equipment of tomorrow, such as data programs and analysis tools, and research projects from some of the smartest brains from several leading universities. Also, not to forget the liquid nitrogen ice cream. And what's ELN without a light-hearted energy tech Tinder session, with Robert Llewellyn picking the best kit in town.
Energy efficiency is the hidden argument in the renewable energy's future.
Do you know what? He loves everything, doesn't he? Right. So that's a yes.
I think so. I think that's a brilliant. It's a small yes. It's not a full true message.
All right.
But,
Okay. So just one date. A one-night stand.
The day ended with good old-fashioned chats and catching up, but what did the delegates make of the out-of-the-world experience?
Today's been great from the point of view that actually it's been quite anonymous. So there's very few people here who know who each other are. And so you've not had that kind of sales environment that you often see at these kind of events.
I think it's been really good. It's been interesting. There's been a lot of different things to see. I like the way they've set it up in a particularly different venue.
We are having a fantastic day. Knees are a bit sore, but other than that, it's been good. Yeah, good fun.
Very interesting. Interesting talks, interesting ideas and thoughts on the future.
What do you think are the future energy issues?
I think certainly for ourselves, it is about decentralisation. We've got to come up with a new way of thinking. We can't go the old way, which is central suppliers.
For us is the stability of supply, where we're trying to address in terms of building ourselves small site-based energy centres to give us that security.
To be able to monitor your energy, to be able to do something about it. At the moment, a lot of the time, people are telling you a lot about energy and how you can save on things, but what happens when you find that thing to save on? What do you do with it? Who do you act with?
Wastage is my main priority, so to stop the restaurants wasting power that they don't need.
Priyank Shrestha, Energy Live News, Leicester.